Hello everybody, welcome to Tarot Spinning. My name's Kathy and we're going to have a look today and see what messages that you've got coming from Spirit. So I've put the boxes from the decks are just here because I thought instead of shuffling 6 decks and picking out a card, I'll just pick the deck first, then I've got the decks here ready to shuffle. So we'll go for a bit of a spin. See what we get. Looks like it is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Okay. So, first reading, Queen of the Moon Oracle. We'll see what we get for you, or you'll see what your reading is going to be about today. So, oh, hello. 3. I don't really know if I want to do 3. Okay. I've got extremes, change, juggle to get them on here, and discernment. Waxing. Thunder Moon. It sounds pretty cool. Oh, Thunder Moon. And is it Hot Moon? Yes, a hot moon. Well, extremes, change and discernment. So we'll have a look and see a bit of tarot, what we can get from that. I'm just picking out which deck to use now. That'll be my next little thing. Seeing it's the moon, we'll do the moon on tarot I've got. So I haven't actually done the conclusion card because I'm going to do it in a minute. But anyway, we'll get into this reading. So discernment, change and extremes. So discernment's fairly obvious in the sense you're using your discernment, so you're actually stopping and thinking about what you're doing. If that's how I read discernment. You're actually thinking about who to give your time to, who to give your energy to, and you're thinking about where you fit into the equation. So you need to know that you're in the position within this, you know, the parameter of your life in front of you, that you've got a personal part in there, that it's like, yes, I can do that. No, I can't. I can't come to that. I can't help you. Yes, I can, you know, and this is what the discernment is. So I think there's a change with discernment, that if this is picking up the way it's coming, is that you do too much. You do way too much for family and people and friends and workers around you. And then the new extremes is a hot moon. So of course at the moment we're just coming out of summer, so I can feel that extremes of the hot moon, but it's a bit sensual, isn't it? It's sort of got that bit of a look where he's sort of rubbing his back. It's a male back. But anyway, we'll see where that extremes come in a moment. We'll get on to the reading, seeing a few cards threw themselves onto the table. I'll have a look and see. Got the 6 of Wands, we've got the 5 of Pentacles, and we've got the Knight of Wands. So straight away the 6 of Wands is the victory and coming home. Well, you know, in the normal tarot deck, it's coming home after the battle, and it's, you know, you've got the head on the spike. You won the battle. This is, you know, going back to when the battles used to be very gory. But anyway, that's just how I see it when I look at it. It's just like you've just marched in and you've come home and everyone's cheering you, and they're all, you know, they've all got their wands up towards you because they're all sort of not like, yep, that's awesome. 5 of Pentacles, so it's sort of to do with being, you know, a bit out in the cold, a bit impoverished. You can see them sort of skirting around there outside the building looking, to me, it's a weird little eye looking at them, but they're running around looking like they're looking for somewhere to sleep. But the victory would be to overcome this energy's going. So it's leaving, and then the Knight of Energies is the message, and the energy's moving forward, and it's fairly fast moving, so it's coming in fairly quickly. So we'll just throw a few more cards out. I didn't actually cut this deck, but I'll do it now to see what we've got coming out over it all. Okay, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, the World, and the Three of Cups. So it's quite an exciting time coming in. There's a bit more, a little bit more money around than you used to having. Not like, it's not like, you know, you won the lotto, but at the same time you've definitely got a bit more money and a little bit more coin in that purse, which is a good omen. And she's a good omen, as the Queen of Pentacles is a good omen for money or any monetary items, like going out for dinner or shouting yourself a bit of something a bit special. And then we've got the World, which is the end of a big cycle and the beginning of another cycle is all coming in. And the Three of Cups, so there's a bit of celebration here, and I get when I look at that, I sort of get the feeling straight away there's a bit of a party somewhere, and you're probably going to someone's party, and it'll be someone's, whatever it is, you know, whatever celebration it is, but you're there with other people and you're having a bit of a laugh and having a bit of fun there by the looks of it. So whether that's a time frame thing, I can't exactly say what that celebration's about, but you're definitely out with some people having some fun. So looks pretty good. Ace of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and I think that is the Five of Cups. No, the Nine of Cups, sorry. The new deck, so I'm just looking at it thinking, well, way too many cups to be. But anyway, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 of Cups. I haven't seen that card before, so it's the first time I've seen it. It's pretty cool. So yeah, this even just goes into the next level. So the Ace of Swords is a whole new thought pattern and a whole new energy coming in. So with this discernment and the change, and the extremes, I'll say, will be a little bit going in and out. It's just a little bit of that backwards and forwards feel, because you still have to get, your discernment still has to come into point a bit more. It's just stopping and thinking all the time when you're in your everyday life. You need to stop and assess when situations are coming up in and around you, and you know, like happening as they do. You need to stop and think before you speak. That's all I'm getting from her, the way she's got this, her head in the clouds, but it's not, her head's not in the clouds, it's her thinking. So, and the change is you making this change. You're going to bring this change in and make this change reality. And it will take, you'll have to be a little bit easy with the extremes. You'll have to be a little bit, not too hard on yourself. You've got to just be that little bit of give and take with yourself, that you're not, you know, because you can easily fall back into the old pattern. And if you fall back into the old pattern, well, that's fine. There's no need to give yourself a tongue lashing. Just, you know, let it flow and let it go. Here's the new way of thinking and moving into that new energy where you're changing the way. It's a subtle change, and I don't know if many people will notice it, but you'll notice it because you'll know you're doing it all the time, every day. It becomes part of your pattern now, is that you're going to change and think before you speak. That's what I get from this reading anyway. This is the Three of Pentacles, so this is new energy, and the Three of Pentacles it's creativity. As you can see them all pecking away there. They're sort of all sculpting, but they're sculpting each other there, so it's a bit of a funny little card. And then you got the Nine of Cups, which again is another really happy, and I find this a pride situation where you're really proud of what you're doing and how you're going about it and how it's working out. And I sort of get the very big vibe here that the universe, in all its infinite ways of mystery, there'll be some reward for you. There's going to be some reward that you're going to have come towards you. And again, it can be, because it's a general read here, this can be, you name it, it can go either way. It can come through from luck with money, luck with a job. Just have people ring up, or some, you know, just, it can be all sorts of things. You know, people ring up and invite you to things or offer you things. And I just think there's a little bit, some luckiness is coming back in. And it's virtually this energy here. Once you start living that energy and actually walking it. You don't talk it, you walk it. You actually walk in and start doing it. There'll be some reward given. There's something that's going to come, and you're actually going to get, you're going to get like a little bit of a pat on the back for making the big effort of this discernment and going ahead with the discernment. I'm just getting these other little cards out, even though I'm still going to look at that for a few secs yet and see what else can come through. But I think it's just a nice bit of a reading to say, if you put the time and energy in, if you put the effort in, it's I'd love to have a look at what that one was, but I'm not going to do it. It's all good. I'm just going to pop them out. Oh, there's a few there. A few more than I thought. Anyway, I'll cut and get the last two, which is really a bit of a joke because at the end of the day, just about had them all fly out instead. Okay. So, yeah, this is great. I just think this is the new thought process, which is this discernment. You could be going and doing something creative, or you're being a bit creative with your thinking, like you're having a better dialogue within yourself and around inside your brain box, so to speak. You're giving and you're taking, but with yourself, which is a great way to go, because you're changing how you're not just people pleasing, which is, I'd say this is something that you probably do a bit of, and that's completely, it's quite an easy thing to fall into, because when you people please, everybody loves you because you're always bending over backwards for everybody and doing everything. So the discernment will be a subtle change. It won't be overnight, but the extremes will be you backwards and forwards with getting it right and sort of feeling, and you're feeling even comfortable doing it, because when you first start doing this, you're still going to have a bit of a guilt trip. That the people-pleasing thing is always that situation where you don't jump in and offer or say something, and you have that a slight bit of a guilt trip comes up. It sort of pops in, and it plays a bit of a game with you. You know, it has a little bit of a laugh at your expense, but it's just natural. It just comes back to the centre card there, which is change. Anything to do with change is always a little bit juggling. But anyway, we'll just have a bit of a spin here, guys, and see what we get with a little bit of a conclusion or a little bit of a last comment on this read. And it's hanging over this way, but I'm going to go both just because I want to. Now, that was the card I wanted to see when I first put it down, was that card there. So the triple spiral, one of my favourites, only because I love that symbol. Listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. So this is a big lesson. If you can start doing and sticking this, like sticking to it, and just easy as she goes, it's going to take a bit to get it right and get it to where it feels comfortable and you're feeling in your skin. Safe and happy travel. So protection from harm when journeying. So I'm not sure if you're off on a bit of a trip, but that could be one of these, the 9 cups, this little bit of joy that comes in. You might get asked to go away for a weekend or go overnight somewhere, or even a day trip. But if you do have anything comes up with that plan, comes in with that travel, it's going to be safe and happy, but do go and do it. Feels like there's something there that you might sort of get something on that little trip. Something's going to pop up, or something's going to come, or there'll be some, you know, some synchronicity. I'll get my mouth to say it. Synchronicity. There'll be some synchronicities that might pop up, and they're just always a good little omen, because you sort of know you're stepping into the right energy. But here, listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lessons. So this will be the happy, because you're having a go and changing. There'll be, I think, a happy little bit. Even there could even be the travel or the trip could be the reward. So hey, like I said, all good. All right, that's all I've got for you guys for this read. So hope you enjoyed. Thanks for stopping by. And you know, the usual deal, you know, like, subscribe, all that jazz would be great, just to help the channel. But thanks for sharing your time with me. Have a good one. Bye for now. Hi guys, reading 2. I'm going to spin and see. I've got all the decks out. Haven't shuffled the decks individually. I've just put all the empty boxes out, so to speak. And once this lands on a deck, we'll know which one we're going with. So I'll just give it a bit of a spin and see what oracle your reading's going to be about. So it's the Mermaid Oracle. I have them right here. So I'll have a bit of a look now and see what this reading will be about. Right. Reading 2. What message do we have for reading 2? Nothing's popping. That's all right. Some more pop. Right. We have be spontaneous and contentment. So they're the two that we're looking at. Now, what deck will I use? That's the big choice. Right. I think we're going to go with this one, which is the Waite deck. And we haven't done the Making Magic cards yet. I'm going to do them a little bit further in to see what the conclusion message will be. But okay, we've got be spontaneous and contentment. We'll just chuck some tarot in and see what else the message is about. Alrighty. The Nine of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Ten of Cups. So, be spontaneous and contentment. Well, this could be very much some contentment, being the Nine of Pentacles is a really good omen, because the Nine of Pentacles is all about a bit of a windfall, or a bit of money, and money coming in or money coming around. This is a little bit of overwork, a little bit of, it's taken a bit of a long time to get to where it's got to as well, but it's a little bit, you virtually just about feel like you're ready to go, oh, I can't do any more, I can't do this, you know, I'm done. But the energy either side here is saying to you that you've got the money's going to come in, or your wish, a bit of a wish, it's not actually a wish going to be granted, but what you're wishing or looking to do, this will overcome that energy. And then you've actually got the Ten of Cups, which is the happy families all dancing, and you know, it's like the rainbow of cups in the sky, so it's one of a really nice, positive, cheery energy. So that would be the contentment, that either side of that, a little bit overworked, a little bit working too hard, or a little bit too, you're actually tired deep down inside. You're probably not showing it outwardly, but you really are a bit exhausted, and it's a bit of a battle. You're trying to just keep going. So either side of it, you will get your rewards for it. And being spontaneous, that probably will pick up the energy, because at the end of the day, if you go and do something just really random, something just out there, that's going to be being spontaneous, because it will be what picks you up out of the funk, so to speak. So there we go, we've got the Moon, the Eight of Wands, and the Lovers. So again, the Moon, it's a little bit hidden. There's a bit of mystery, it's a bit hidden. But it's also, you know, the Moon's also dreams and a bit of a gateway into the subconscious. It's sort of like, it's the unknown, it's the veils hidden, that sort of thing. But it's also a pathway. So as far as I'm concerned, moving into that energy of that Nine of Pentacles and the Cups here. And of course the Eight of Swords is your own thought patterns inside that, you know, virtually make a prison. They make a bit of a prison for you, and you think you're bound, and these thoughts are trying to control you. Well, of course, you know, we're supposed to be running our own brain, but our brain thinks it's in charge sometimes, so it probably just needs to be like, right, do something spontaneous to get out of this energy. That's what I'd be looking at doing. Do something, just completely, just book something, ring, go somewhere. You don't even have to have a lot of money or anything. It can just be going and do something. Get up in the dark. It depends where you live, of course, but you know, get up at pre-dawn and go watch the sunrise. Go sit and you sit on, look at it come up over a mountain. You can go down and walk and look at it come up over the beach. You can go out in the forest and watch it come up over the hills, like whichever, depending where you live and what you're doing. Get up and do something different and change the rhythm, change the way it's going. And of course the Lovers over the Ten of Cups. So I'd say that there's a bit of contentment there with a really nice union. It's either you and your partner coming back into a nice energy and a bit more, like I said, a little bit more happy, a little bit more positive outlook there with things that are going, like the direction you're going or how things are working out for you. So I'd say it is a new union, but it feels like, that feels like the family's already there. So I'm not sure. Being a general read, you'll have to make this, make the shoe fit a bit to see which way you think it's going to go when it comes down to that. The Lovers there, but I definitely would say that's a bit of positivity, because at the end of the day, being spontaneous and contentment is being content with what you've got. Even if you've got a dream or a goal that you're heading towards and you actually haven't quite got there yet, you've only got a part of the way there. Contentment, gratitude, it's all in that same basket where you sit back and virtually give yourself a pat on the back and go, yeah, no, I'm really happy with where we are, what we've got here today, and being in the moment, being in the present moment, and be happy where you're at and what you're doing. You've got the Emperor. We've got the Two of Pentacles. And the Page of Wands. So again, the Emperor's quite a solid foundation. So he's the solid foundation moving forward. And he's got a good solid, he's laying a good solid foundation for them to build on. So it's only going to get better, and there could be a bit of money juggling there. And it's sort of to do with that Emperor energy, because it sort of even feels like a house, building a house, or building, because again we've got all that family energy in there. So it could have something to do with building a house or saving or making your way towards the house, because we had the luxury. But that luxury can be just like a bit of a gift. But the Two of Pentacles with the Emperor, I'd say it's juggling. It's not none or too much. It's just juggling what you've got. And again, staying in that energy where you're content and you're happy where you're at and what you've got. But the Page of Wands, of course, is bringing in that energy that's coming straight in pretty fast. And it's a bit of a message or a bit of information. I was going to stop there, but we're going to have a look and see. King of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Okay, well that's lovely. So the King of Pentacles is a bit like this Emperor. He's the man that's sitting there and he's working out the money. They're working out how and what to do, how to save, how to go about it. And there is some celebration here that it usually is a wedding. So it's either you're going towards your own future with, there is a wedding, and you're looking at all this juggling and all this mucking around is to do with having or being your own wedding, or you're going to go to a wedding, or there just could be a time frame situation where there's a wedding somewhere that's coming up, and this might be playing out around this time. But the King of Pentacles is a really good energy, because you're virtually getting to the point where you're sitting there and you're making good decisions, and again you're very content with what you get, where you're going and what you're doing. You're sort of making a little bit of a sort of few goals, or you're hitting a few marks, and things are going the way you want them to go, and the energy's moving in that direction. But when you get any of that negative sort of low energy pops in with the exhaustion or the mental attack, go and do something spontaneous. That's the message there. That is just generally to get out of that funk. You just, you know, you just step up and go and do something that's different. You know, whatever floats your boat, because there'd be so many different things you could go and do. Like I said, go watch sunrise, because that's always a fairly good lift. You could go fishing, go for a walk, go out for dinner. Okay, go and get a treatment, a beauty treatment, or you know, go whatever. You know, you'll work it all out at the end of the day. I could rattle on for 5 minutes there, but at the end of the day, you'll be picking what's going to suit you. But just something that pops in your head, just go ahead and do it. Just jump in and have a go and do it, because it's going to be something that's going to help lift your spirits and get you through that little bit of odd energy that's there, that's underlying. It needs to be busted up. That's sort of the only thing that's really holding that back and sticking it up. And like I said, this King of Pentacles, the outcome comes back to the King of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Well, it's virtually getting on top of the money situation and getting it sorted out. You're making some goals or have got some plans organised, but they're definitely got some sort of a bit of a wedding or a bit of a do there. Somebody's got something going on, and it could be your own, but it's very, you know, all that gold yellow in the background. It's a very happy time. You've got a lot of this yellow in the cards. If you look across, you've got here, 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 and you've got a little bit of the grey and a little bit of the dull there, but like I said, it's the scales are balancing up. Even that's very positive too, the old Ten of Cups. The scales are balancing up way better in the positive side than the negative. So when that bit of negative does come in, be spontaneous, and then also be a little bit content with what you've already got and what you've already accomplished, because you've already done and actually come quite a long way on the road to where you are right now today. So we'll just chuck these out and get a little bit of a clarifier for a little bit of a last word on the subject. Give that a spin. Bit of a big spin, wasn't it? It just keeps going. There we are, back to there. Rightio. Safe and happy travel. So we got that again. We had that in the first read, actually. Safe and happy travel, protection from harm when journeying. So again, if you guys are going to plan a trip, or you're going to go on a trip, this could be what it would be, maybe to do with the spontaneous, is to go and do a little bit of a trip, or go on a small journey somewhere, just for something different, something that wasn't planned. Just do it, like you say, be spontaneous and just do it. So that's it for you, reading 2. Thanks for spending some time with me. And bye for now. See you next time. Goodbye. Hey guys, reading 3. Welcome, reading 3. And I'll just tell you what we're doing. We've just got the old boxes out here around this spin. And once the deck has been selected, I'll shuffle and draw the cards then. And I'm going to do the Making Magic towards the end of the read once we get going. Just trying to find the button. There we go. Okay, we're going to be doing Hidden Worlds. So I have Hidden Worlds just here. And see what we get. What's the message for you for reading 3? Reading 3. What would the message be from Spirit for reading 3? My shuffle's just too great. Okay, reading 3. The meditation, and it says peace, relief, sanctuary, and the seer. The seer says future prospects, decisions to make, seeking guidance. So we'll have a little look now and see what tarot we shall use to look a bit further into that. And I'll go with the, I think these are just called the green, the Everyday Witch they're called. The Everyday Witch. I do actually like these cards, they're quite cute. So, straight away, I'll leave them there so you know just wanted to throw themselves down onto the deck, onto the table. Meditation and the Seer. So we've got card 26, card 41. Reading 3. Can we have some message from reading 3, please? That's it. It's a bit of a mess. Okay. First. Okay. I'm going to go with what's jumped out because it has jumped out, so it's a bit of a why not. So, alright. Meditation, so peace, relief and sanctuary. So of course it looks, the card virtually self-explanatory there about meditation and having that inner stillness and that inner clarity, which sometimes is a lot harder to do. Not as easily said as done sometimes, because quietening the mind is not always, depending on what your mind's like, but if it's very chatty and very fast moving energy, can be a bit tricky to get it to sort of to quieten down and settle and go quiet. So take it from somebody who knows. But again, and then you've got this, the Seer card. I do remember this being that the future prospects, decisions to make and seeking guidance. The meditation virtually is coming back into that frame of you're actually looking for some answers. There's something you need to know. There's something you need to find out. And they're sort of saying here that you're seeking guidance. But I think you should trust your own. To me, it's like, don't go and actually, like I know you're watching a reading right now. But when it comes to this decision, I'm feeling that energy of that card's virtually saying. She's got that, I don't know if you can see it, but in her hand there's it looks like a crystal, or it's like fairy or something. It looks like a little fairy, something like that. And to me, it's her with her own intuition, her own guidance is speaking to her, or coming to, because it's a female in the card, but coming through. And I'd say the meditation is getting yourself still enough and into that sort of sanctuary and that sort of nice calm space where you can hear the whispers can come, and you can hear what they're nudging and what they're trying to say. And of course not everyone's going to actually hear voices, but it's that inner knowing and that inner, or even signs and synchronicities. I'm having trouble with that word today. It doesn't want to come out, but that could be another way to go. But we'll go on to the reading anyway, guys. We've got Judgment, the King of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords. So here's the Judgment, and usually in the other tarot it's depicted with the trumpet, Gabriel and the trumpet, and of course this one is this witch and she's playing a flute. But this actual image always reminds me of a fool. So it's like you're starting or you're going to go down a path, and I think this is what you're wanting to know. This is what the guidance is all about, and the make a decision to make. You're trying to go into a different path or down a different way, and it looks like it might be to do with career or building of something, because he's got, I think he's got a cake in his hand by the looks of it. He's got a chocolate cake and some wine. But when I first saw it, I thought he had a little house. I thought it was like a house or a little property for some reason. So maybe there's something to do with that being a mistake from my end, that there's something to do with building a house or getting a property or moving into that direction, or whether to or not to. But that's just a little oddity there that I just had that pop in my vision. But the Judgment is you're virtually waking up to a new way, or a new way of going. And I think at this, even though she's quite happy to go down the path, the meditation and the decision to make sort of is telling me that it's taken a bit of time to get to this point where you're actually feeling confident, and I think you're still just a little bit, will I, won't I, shoulda, woulda, coulda, a bit of all that still happening. But anyway, the King of Pentacles is a really great omen because he's building a firm foundation, and he's going to set down, the structure will be solid, everything will be firm and solid, and it's a good investment. It's going to be a good investment of time, money or energy. And here's the Six of Swords, and of course you can see that she's virtually giving a little bit of a wave goodbye. Her swords and the cat are all on the broom, and it's a passage away from some difficulty, and that's all the swords are fought. So to me, the Six is always a good omen, that it's a positive energy of moving forward and going ahead. She's got a little bit of a pensive look on her face, and I'd say that's the energy I can feel that's coming through. There's just that little bit of that niggly bit of doubt still lurking around. But here we have the Tower, Death, and the Sun. So it's just great, guys. Even though these look a bit shocky, but the Towers, a big change comes in, and it's virtually like overnight or very, very fast moving. And it's the world gets turned upside down virtually. But this Tower always doesn't always seem as scary to me. It's virtually like, sometimes it's good it happens really quick because you don't have time to stop and assess it all. And death is just death. It's a rebirth. It's a whole start of something new. It's a new, you're going into a new way or a new path, and that's what all this meditation and the seer was all about, was because it was quite a big, heavy decision to be made, and you've been very fearful on some level because change is scary. That's just generally, and it doesn't have to be, but it just is. I don't know why. And maybe some people don't have any reaction to it. Well, power to them, that would be great. But hey, I can relate to it. But death is great because death just showing that he's going to come in, and it's the big wheel's going to turn. We're going round, and of course you've got the Sun. So and see she's pregnant there, this young lady in the card, and of course that it virtually just comes back to exactly like the picture shows. They're all dancing around in the sunflowers, and it's really nice, summery, hot, beautiful time of year, and everyone's sort of out having a bit of fun. But it's usually the birth and something new, which again is to do with this waking up to something new again too. So you're going to make, I'd say, a fairly big change. Now whether there is a birth and you're actually going to have a baby, or baby's about to come, or you're going to plan to go ahead with a baby, I can't see any other cards there to really confirm that, but just keep looking at that stomach for some reason. Maybe there's a baby coming in. It could be a grandchild. It could be all sorts of things. But I just keep noticing the baby for some reason. We've got the Knight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles. Even though we didn't have the 9th card, I don't want to touch the deck again because these are what jumped out. And it feels like this is the read here to me, because we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and he's coming in. And it's the news and information about this new way or this new creation that's going to come or be part of, because like I said, it can't always be career, but it's either the creation of an actual baby, the creation of what I thought was a house or a business, I suppose, because there is a few pentacles here, so it could be career again. You're finishing off with these pentacles, and you've got, of course, the King of Pentacles, who's, the big kahuna. So the Knight of Pentacles coming in with a bit of positive energies coming in, and it's a bit of news and information about this new beginning and about this whole new start. But this is overall, at the beginning there, what you were looking and what you were seeking. If you trust your own intuition and go with what your guidance is, virtually steering you down that path, it's looking like it's all thumbs up on this end. If you'll end up going in, trusting yourself there, you're being guided. So I'd say it's virtually coming back to positive. So we'll get onto these, Making Magic, and see what conclusion we can get to that. But overall read was you can go and get some guidance. I'm going to have to put that up there, even though we're going to spin for another one, because it fell and it faced upwards for me to see it. I really can't flip it back over and just like say it's not. I've just wrecked all that now, sorry. I can't say it's not there because it's shown itself to me. I need to put that in, but we're still going to spin for another one. Sorry, it's a house of cards today. It's all collapsing. So, okay, we'll go that way. See what we can get for reading 3, please. And I'll get to this one in a sec. Okay, over the back. Right, safe and happy travel. Now guys, for some reason this has come out for all 3 reads. So again, everyone out there, protection from harm when journeying. So if there's anyone that's fearful about taking a trip or going somewhere, or there's, you know, the reasons as, you know, I don't want to say the words, but you know what's out there in the world at the moment. They're saying this, that it's safe to travel and it's going to be safe and happy. So it's just an omen coming back through from Spirit to say that things are going to be okay. If you've got a little bit of worry about that somewhere, but somebody here needs to hear this, because every single reading's had the same card has come out. And the power symbol I'll get back to because it flipped out and faced up for me to see it. I have to take it. And it is cleanse, purify and protect the physical body. So, you know, it's sort of a bit of both, but to cleanse, purify and protect the physical body, again, it comes back to cleansing and purifying and protecting the physical body. It's all coming back to just sounds like hygiene, which is we've just been talking about the what's happening out there with the pandemic-y stuff, but maybe that's going to say that everything's going to be all right with it. But I still come back to the purify the physical body. It comes back to meditation and a bit of that self reflection and that going inward a bit too, because that you actually will get power through doing the quiet and the meditation. It actually will help empower you and help keep you grounded and keep you, you know, feeling like you're in your own bones, where, you know, where it could be a bit here and there, but all over. I'm not sure really what was going on with that safe and happy travel. And I even shuffled these cards in between these readings. I shuffled these and washed them around on the table and made it all change around, and it still found its way out. So somebody out there must need to hear that safe and happy travel, cleanse, purify and protect the physical body. So again, I still feel that's, even though it's part of this reading, it's still to do with that, whatever's coming in here that's making this keep coming back up to be told. So everyone needs to hear it, that it's okay and you're safe. So thanks again, reading 3. I won't keep going on. So thanks for spending your time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that jazz, and spending some time with me, and I'll catch you all next time. So thanks again, guys. Bye.